god, I'm so bored.
Me too. There's nothing to do here.
Nothing to do.
Oh, dude, they said that Alas Babylon is supposed to be on TV today. We should watch it.
Hello, click.
Oh my god!
Randy ought to be arrested, but if I told the sheriff or anybody, they'd only laugh at me. Everybody knew that Randy dated lots of girls and not all of them virgins. I had seen him take Rita Hernandez, that little Minorcan tart from Pistolville, into his house and no doubt up to his bedroom. And there had been others. Recently, a tall blonde who drove her own car into the circular driveway and right up to the front steps as if she owned the place and Randy. Nobody would believe that he found it necessary to absorb his sex at long range through optic nerves and binoculars. Yet it was strange that he had not yet married. It was strange that he lived alone in that wooden mausoleum. He even had his office there instead of at the professional building like other lawyers. He was a hermit, a snob, and a nigger lover, and no better than a pervert. That's why he lost the election.
Hey there, Dad. Head on up to the apartment where you can talk to Liv about her parents. I'll just wander around in the yard.
I don't think Elizabeth will mind if I sit you in on this, since you're practically part of the family now.
You know, I guess I should really tell Dan about Mark's warning about this nuclear war, too. I mean, he is a doctor, after all, and he's a good man. He's better from his ex-wife, but he's a good man. Aw, shoot! I forgot to get drugs at the drugstore. All I have is a little aspirin, nasal sprays, and mouthwash in the bathroom. That can't help out the kids. Well, at least now I can get prescriptions from Dan for some good drugs.
Our medic is here to see you, Liv, not me. After he's done talking to you, I have something to say to both of you.
It sounds like you're about to make a pronouncement.
I am, but you can go first.
It's nothing urgent or terribly important. I was just making the placebo circuit, and I came to stop by and see Elizabeth's mother.
You don't consider my house stop on the placebo circuit, do you?
No, and yes. Your mother does have diabetes. She called me today, and she was wondering if she could switch from insulin to the oral drug. You guys have been giving her insulin every morning, haven't you?
Yes, she won't do it, and she won't let Father. She says he's too rough and jabs her like he likes it.
About your father. Let's move on to your father.
There's nothing wrong with my father, is there?
Maybe nothing, maybe everything. He's turning into a zombie, Elizabeth. Doesn't he have any hobbies? Can't he just start a new business? He's 61 years old, and except for a little hypertension, he's in good shape physically, but he's dying faster than he should be. The better a man is at a business, the worse it is for him to retire. One day he's running a big corporation, the next day he can't even run his own household. He wishes himself dead, and that's exactly where he's going.
It's even harder on Dad. You see, he didn't retire by choice. He was fired. Oh, and when we call retirement and he gets his pension, but the board eased him off. He lost a quiet little proxy fight, and now he doesn't even think he's good in any way at all.
I felt like it was something like that. I'd like to help him. He's worth saving.
When you came in, Dan, I was about to tell Liv what Mark told me today, out at McCoy. He's afraid, well, he is sure, that we are on the verge of war. That's why Helen and the kids are being sent down here. Mark thinks that the Russians are already staged for it.
Oh, God.
You haven't been drinking again, have you, Randy?
No, Dan, I'm being serious. That's the first one today since breakfast.
I didn't think you'd been drinking. I was just hoping. I guess that makes everything hypothetical. How soon?
Mark doesn't know, and I can't even guess. Today, tomorrow, next week, next month, you name it.
I heard a car in the drive. I'm glad it's you, Randy. We've got troubles.
Our local Paul Revere. What are you trying to do? Scare my wife and daughter half to death?
No, Mr. McGovern. If I gave you a hot tip on the market, you would listen, wouldn't you? I was just trying to do you a favor.
Don't go.
I'll leave things the way they are. If you need me, call.
Now don't rush off half-cocked, Randy. I'm sorry if I was rude. There's things you don't understand.
Like what?
Just sit down and I'll explain. Now, I'm twice as old as you are, and I think I know more about what goes on in this world. After all, I know quite a few big men. The biggest. All these war scares are concocted by the Polygon. No offense meant to your brother. To get more appropriations and give more handouts to Europe. And just jack up taxes. All part of the damn inflammatory pattern that's designed to cheat people out of their pensions with fixed incomes and so forth. Now, I know your brother thinks he's doing the right thing, and I appreciate your telling Elizabeth, but chances are your brother's been taken in too.
Have you been listening to the news for the past few days, Bill?
Yes. Oh, I admit it looks bad in the Mideast, but that doesn't scare me. We might have a little brush fire war in, like Korea, sure, but no atomic war. Nobody's gonna use atomic bombs just like nobody used gas in the last war.
You'll guarantee that, eh, Bill?
Now, I can't guarantee anything, of course, but only the other day I was talking to Mr. Alphanis. You must know him. Runs civil defense here. Well, he isn't worried. Says the only real danger we face is being overrun by people swarming out of Orlando and Tampa. He doesn't even think there's much a chance of that. Fort Pose isn't on any main highway, but he does say we'll have to watch out for the dinghies. Keep them under control.
Please, Bill, say darkies.
Darkies, hell! The dinghies are liable to panic and start looting. Oh, the local niggers like Daisy, our cook, and Missouri, the cleaning woman, may be all right. Mr. Alphanis was talking about the migrant labor, the orange pickers and so forth. So if Mr. Alphanis isn't worried, then I'm not. Mr. Alphanis strikes me as a pretty solid businessman.
Did you talk about the fallout?
Well, no, I didn't.
All right.
Randy! I'm coming! Hello there, I'm Sarah, and this is Kathy.
Now, if a nuclear bomb was dropped on you, what would you do?
Kathy makes a good point. That would be quite a problem. But never fear, we have some great tips for your safety, and also a brand new product you can buy.
Why don't you tell us about it, Sarah?
Well, we are now selling a manual in case of a nuclear war. It includes so much great information, all packed into 167 fabulous pages.
Really, Sarah? What kinds of information does it have?
Well, it has a survival guide in it. It tells you what supplies you should buy in order to survive. Some examples would be salting fresh meat so it lasts, or buying canned meat. Also, you would want to make sure to buy canned goods, including but not limited to pasta, soups, chili, vegetables, fruit, tuna, and more. You should buy some ready-to-eat foods like protein bars from your local grocer. Also, in a time of crisis, you should be buying plenty of bottled water because the water you normally use can easily be contaminated. But that's just some of the basics. Included in this guide is a ton of information and specifics.
Wow, Sarah, a list of necessary supplies would be so helpful.
Yeah, Kathy. Now tell them about all of the great information our manual has dealing with the bomb.
Well, not only does our manual have a quick survival guide with an explanation of how to build an underground shelter, because that's the safest way to be when a bomb is dropped. If you can't get underground, you should open all the windows so the glass doesn't shatter in the house. But it also has info on things to look at after. And how you can can foods. It's actually really easy. All you need to do is boil your food in the jar right before you put the food in. Make sure no bacteria is still alive. Then you close it real tight. There is much more to know in case of an atomic bomb as well.
Really? Tell us more!
Well, after the bomb is dropped, you need to watch out for radiation. There will be a lot of fallout. Our guide does a lovely job of explaining what to do. It also tells about the different kinds of radiation, such as radioactive iodine, which only has a half-life of 8 days. Whew! Speaking of iodine, you should take iodine tablets to protect yourself from thyroid cancer and much, much more.
So if this manual seems helpful to you, call now. Our number is 734-756-5853. Yeah. Call now. It will save you in the end. I have begun to give orders in the past few days. Even to the Admiral I have been giving orders. I assume leadership in this tiny community. Since no one seems to resent it, I'm guessing it was the proper thing to do.
Has either of you eaten breakfast yet?
Hello, Randy. I'm not much of a success, am I, in times of crisis? I can't even feed my own daughter, myself, or even bury my wife. I wish I had enough guts to swim out into the channel and just sink.
That can't help Lavina and wouldn't help Elizabeth or anybody. You and Liv are going to live with me. Things are going to be better.
Randy, I'm not going to impose myself on you. I might as well face it. I'm finished. You know, I'm over 60. And you know what the worst thing is? Central and Toll Plate, I spent my whole life building it up. What is it now? Chances are it's a mess of twisted and burned metal, junk. So therefore my life, and what good am I? I can't start over. Central Tool and Plate is junk and I'm junk, Randy.
You might as well stop feeling sorry for yourself. You're going to have to start over either way. Either that or die. You have to face it. Come on, Dad. You want to know what good you are? That means what good you are to somebody else. Not to yourself, doesn't it? I guess you could take a long swim, but that would be pointless. You know about machinery, don't you?
Central Tool as president or board chairman. I started in the shop working with my hands. Sure, I know about machinery.
That's fine. I guess you can be second mechanic to Malachi.
Do you want me to go into the schoolhouse?
No thanks.
I'll pick you up here in an hour. Then I'll see Hernandez and Logan and then head home.
Okay.
Don't stop to listen. 2 pounds. Scotch is darn near as scarce as coffee.
I'll make the best deal I can.
Hey there, Randy.
Hey, Carlton.
What you trading?
A bottle of scotch.
What's your ass compressed?
2 pounds of coffee.
I got these 2 young hens here, both nice and plump. Good eat.
Sorry, Carlton, but the trading price is the asking price. I need 2 pounds of coffee.
2 pounds of coffee? I haven't had anything of scotch in 3 months.
Sorry.
Let me look at the thing.
Do you have any coffee?
No.
Oh,
Darn you.
Well, those signs are meaningless now. People have forgotten their racist ways in order to survive.
What are you trading?
a fifth of scotch, 12 years old. It's the best stuff.
Woo! Must be hard up there. What are you asking for it?
2 pounds of coffee?
Oh,
Yeah.
At that moment, I realized that these men had no coffee, either for drinking or trading. Everything was exhausted, and coffee would never be seen again.
Lay. Sir. Yeah. Yeah.
Kane is in the building, nigga.
Alright, already the show goes on.